Hey everyone, it's Josh. I'm answering a viewer question today, and I've said in other videos that I still live by street code, even though I'm not homeless anymore, and even though I don't get into any sort of criminal trouble anymore. And so this is because I believe in street code. I believe there's good values in living by street code, and I believe that living by street code keeps you out of trouble in most situations. Now, excuse me. Somebody had asked me, is there anything about street code that I disagree with? And the answer is yes, there is. There's a rule in street code that says it's okay to bully weak people, to pick on weak people, to beat on weak people just for the sake of them being weak. And I very much disagree with that. So like in the streets, if somebody won't stand up for themselves or if somebody just seems weak or whatever, it's perfectly okay to, beat them up, rob them for their lunch money, whatever it is you're going to do to them. Basically just bully them. I don't agree with that, and I've never agreed with that. Now, I have been guilty of that on occasion, of doing that, unfortunately, but I never made a habit out of just being a bully. But I don't agree with that because, to me, that violates street code. Because the first rule of street code, or like the main rule of street code, is to mind your own business. In other words, if somebody is not hurting you, your family, or your friends, you have no reason to bother them. Now, I have no problem engaging in violence against somebody who understands what it's about, somebody who was part of my world, or somebody who, even if they aren't part of the street world in any sort of way, they inserted themselves into something where a butt kicking could be possible. So like some kid on a college campus talking smack to another kid on the internet, and then he gets beat up in person for the smack he talked on the internet. I'm all for that. That kid deserves the beating he got. You want to talk smack on the internet, but you don't want to talk smack to somebody in person. You deserve whatever you get from that. The bullying, the beating, whatever. But if somebody isn't doing anything, and somebody's just living their life, minding their own business, who cares how weak they are? It's not for you to just take advantage of somebody just because they're weak. What does that even get you anyway? What that gets you is bad karma brought into your life. That's what that gets you. Because eventually you're going to run into somebody that you're weaker than, and they're going to want to take advantage of you. So I just don't believe in that. I don't believe that that's real street code anyway, like I just said. A lot of street guys will disagree with me, but if the main rule of street code is minding your own business and not messing with somebody who isn't hurting you, your friends, your family, or your money, then why are you beating up on somebody or bullying somebody just because they're weak who hasn't done a thing to you? You're violating street code while calling it street code, right? So anyway, I mean, it's debatable whether or not picking on weak people is even truly street code, but a lot of people accept it as part of street code. But I don't, and I don't agree with it. And assuming that it is part of street code, I don't agree with that, and I've never agreed with that. So I hope I answered your question. That is an area of street code that I don't agree with. I just have never believed in doing any kind of harm to somebody, physical, psychological, whatever, that hasn't given me a reason to have a problem with them. That's all for today. My Cash App's linked down below. Please show your love. Have a great weekend.